So we're getting ready to walk through a labyrinth. The first thing that people need to understand the difference between a labyrinth and a maze. A maze is some place where you reach a point in which you have to make a decision to go left or right. A labyrinth is going to spiral you in to the center and spiral you back out. Part of the journey of walking the labyrinth is that it allows the brain to settle down and it allows a balance between both the left side of the brain and the right side of the brain. Usually we operate on one side or the other, but when you walk a labyrinth, it starts to settle and bring those two places together. Because it settles the brain down, it takes us into what we call our intuition. It brings you into a place that allows you to be able to connect to your spirituality, to your internal voice, and finding a place of peace and calm within your heart. One of the nice things is that there's labyrinths all over the country. You just have to, wherever you are, look up Labyrinth and put the name of the town that you're around, and you'll find that there's lots of labyrinths in the back of churches, in the back of other different places that you can free to walk and to find this kind of balance. One of the things you want to do when you walk a labyrinth is first set an intention. What is it, the purpose of walking the labyrinth? Put it out there. And then just slowly take each step and allow yourself just to be. Don't try to figure anything out. A lot of times what happens is a light bulb will go off on the journey out of the labyrinth more so than in. And that is the way that we connect to that inner self and shut the brain down. So one thing you can also do is you can actually, depending on the surface of the labyrinth, you can walk it barefoot. One of the nice things about walking it barefoot is that it also connects you with the earth, which is called grounding or sometimes earthing. The other thing is that you have all the acupuncture points on the bottom of your feet, so you're stimulating all the acupuncture points, which is also bringing a balance. Sometimes what happens with people is that they have a really hard time slowing down. So if you're able to go to a labyrinth and you find you just don't feel like you can slow down, try taking and walking it backwards. It's going to slow your brain down. It's going to bring a new part of balance into your system and allow you, again, to connect to that intuitive side of yourself, the heart part of yourself, and also the greater whole of the source, however you identify that, universe, God, higher power, or whatever. Labyrinths are a really good way to just get yourself centered and find some answers. So when you get into the center of the labyrinth, stop, first of all, and take a couple of nice slow deep breaths. Nice breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Shorter through your nose, longer through your mouth. That's going to settle your brain down again. And then just sit. If you can sit on the side, in this situation we can sit on the wall or sit in the middle and just let yourself be. When you feel like it's time, then get up and start to walk out. If you start walking on a labyrinth, especially if you're walking it barefoot, carry your shoes with you. You don't want to take and go cycle into the center of the labyrinth and then say, okay, well, I'm done, and just cut short and break yourself out of the labyrinth. You want to actually wind yourself back out. That's a very important part of the process. Otherwise, you're not going to complete that energy, and that'll manifest of not being able to complete other things in your life. If you're not able to get to a labyrinth, just go out in the yard and just do some quiet circle walking. That too will do exactly the same thing and bring you into a quiet space. Walk one way in a circle and then walk the other way in a circle. And when we get out of the labyrinth, we'll show you just a very short circle walk that you can do. It's actually a figure 8 walk and comes out of a type of martial arts called Bagwajang. So eventually you're going to come back to the exiting of the labyrinth. One of the things you want to do when you first get out, because remember I talked about a lot of times what ends up happening is that inspiration sparks in your mind or in your heart on your way out. So once you get out, take a couple of minutes. First of all, turn around and thank the labyrinth. Give thanks for that space. So turn around and just give a little short thank you. Another couple of breaths. And then what you want to do is if you've got your phone on you or you go back and journal your experience. One of the things that'll happen is you'll start to notice the more you do it, the more you're going to get insight into parts of yourself and into your own spiritual being. So there's a number of different ways of doing what they call circle walking, but this is the one that I learned that I'd like to share with you. It's called a figure 8 circle. So you just simply start and you start moving one foot, turn your other foot in a little bit, continue, and you go all the way around, nice and slow. Keep going. When you get back to the front position, you shift your foot and start to walk the other direction. This creates that circle 8, and it's going to start to do the same thing that walking a labyrinth is going to do. It's just going to take a little bit longer, and you have to be a little bit more patient with it, and it takes a little bit more practice because you're creating your own personal labyrinth with your feet.